Okay. Do you have any regrets in life? If so, what is your biggest regret?
Do I have any regrets? And
If so, what
if
is
so,
the biggest
what
one?
is my biggest regret? I think my answer would be no. Just because I don't see myself as the type of person to look at moments in my life and like regret.
Yeah.
Do I wish maybe I had done things differently in certain times of my life? 100%. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes, and hindsight is 20/20. So of course, you know, I could look back at many moments in my life and be like, oh, I wish I did this different. I wish I did that different.
Mm-hmm.
But and I feel like a lot of people would answer in the same way. But I wouldn't say that I regret anything, because I do really feel like every bad decision that I made was crucial to building and forming who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really. There are big moments where I really was like, man, I really wish I did some different stuff. But I think to give you the satisfaction of the answer that I think, or like the type of answer that I feel like the people or whoever answered this question would want to know. I guess for me, again, this is not a regret by any means, but I think for me, one of the biggest sections in my life where I really wish I did stuff different is relationship wise. I feel like and it doesn't have anything to do with any of the other people that I have been in relationships with or a relationship with, but it really is about the fact that my walk with God could have been growing a lot deeper during that time. I know, and I want to stress that for other people that may not be in relationships and maybe seeking like a relationship super heavily, or just maybe young, and I don't know. But for me, I wish that I had cherished my season of singleness more, to really like to really learn who I was, learn who I am, and also build relationships with other people aside from the person that I was involved with, and yeah, and I want to stress that like it's not a regret and it has nothing to do with the person, but it has everything to do with my growth.
Like who you were.
Yeah, my growth as an individual.
Yeah.
I think it could have been greater if I had taken more time to be okay being by myself, because that's really what it is, I think, for myself and for a lot of people that, you know, you see other people in relationships and whatever, and for whatever reason you're like, oh, you want to rush into that, you want to get into that, but I think it's really important to focus on yourself, learn about yourself, figure out who you want to be, what you want to do, before you become responsible for another person. And I think that's the biggest thing, really. Is like, I think what people don't understand is that, not that people don't understand it, but what I didn't understand at the time is that when I got into a relationship, the relationship is not to benefit me. Not that it's not to benefit me, but at the time I really thought like, oh, a relationship would benefit me. Like, I would be happy being in a relationship, and being in a relationship would make me feel better. But really what I didn't take into account is when I get into a relationship,
It's less about you.
Yeah, you like, you involve another person, like another person's feelings and emotions, and life is like, to be like, I don't want to be so dramatic, but it's in your hands. Like, you are now responsible for another person when you commit to a relationship, when you like, you know, agree to be exclusive, and when you really, really like get deep with another person on that level of relational, like, you become responsible for that other person. And I didn't realize that at the time, and now looking back at it, I definitely was not ready to be responsible for another person.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically saying I was just being selfish at that time, engaging in a relationship, because I was like, yeah, like, oh, it make me feel good, like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, this and that. But yeah, like
you don't take into account like the actual sacrifice that goes into a relationship.
yeah, I do have a regret. Yeah, now that I'm talking about it, my biggest regret is not being sensitive to the life of the other people I impacted. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest regret is being selfish in that stage of my life. Like, if I had one regret in my life, it would be that I regret the way my selfish actions impacted my other people's lives that I didn't know it was going to impact.